Right, hello. Part 4 in the mini-series of more unusual palms to grow in the UK. And we're looking at Dypsis decaryi, or the triangle palm. I had mixed feelings on this one. I weren't sure, when you first get into palms or whatever, this is quite an unusual trunk. I weren't sure if I liked it or not, but after a year or two it did grow on me, so I ended up getting one. The triangle palm comes from the name, obviously the shape of the trunk. I don't know if it's shown up on camera so much, but what you've got is three pretty much straight sides to the trunk. And you've got the big feathery leaves. They tend to be quite upright, so quite a nice looking palm in that sense. They won't take up a lot of space. So if you want to keep it as a house plant maybe over winter, I think they'd make a good house plant. Just for the fact that, like I say, they're upright, so they're not sort of sprawling over and taking up a lot of space. Unfortunately, this one is looking a bit rough. Again, I was a bit hasty getting it out in the start of summer, and we did actually get a bit of sun at the start of summer, and that did take a bit of burn from the sun. So this is not cold damage, this is sun damage. So the ends of the leaves have did crisp up a bit. This is the big frond I put out over winter. I had this indoors in a little climate controlled palm box that is very early on in my video collection, so you could go back and probably look at that. So the one frond I has put out this year looks a lot better. I didn't fully opened yet. It's just, yeah. So again, I can see why a lot of people may not like them, just due to the strangeness of the trunk. But I think that's a bit of a bonus feature. It's a bit of an unusual one. So yeah, Dypsis. Generally, most of them come from Madagascar. Get a lot of unusual palms there. And surprisingly, yes, it does take a bit of cool. It can take a frost. I think anything sort of -2 or 3, you probably get damage, a bit of burn on the leaves. Probably no more than what I got sun damage on this one. But yeah, I wouldn't want to go any more than -3 for a short period. Obviously, extended period would probably kill it. It'll take 1 or 2 nights of light frost. If you got an early frost that caught you unaware, it probably wouldn't hurt it too much. This one is going to come inside over winter. But yeah, it's been sitting outdoors here in the UK for all the summer, probably from mid-May onwards, end of May. So I ain't put a huge amount of growth on, just due to the fact it's been a very grey and cool summer we've had here. So maybe on an average or decent summer you might get 2 or 3 fronds out of it, but yeah, it's just the one this year. I say over winter, I got a bit of frond over winter. Obviously that's stretched a little bit, but yeah, so even over winter I got a frond grow out of it. But let's get on to the ratings. So looks wise, like I say, it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea. I think that's one that'll either grow on you or you just not like it at all. I think that's going to be a 7 out of 10. Good looking palm. Ease of care. Again, depends how in depth you want to go. I mean, I was a bit haphazard and chucked it straight out into this, or not in the full sun. Obviously, I sort of acclimatised it a little bit, but that, didn't give it enough time, so it did take some damage there. So that's my fault. But ease of care is going to be, so it might be a little bit lower, just due to the fact that it's going to be one that you either want to keep in a heated greenhouse or indoors. So I'd say 6 because it's not a particularly challenging palm, but you know, on humidity wise that'll take sort of fairly dry to medium humidity. So we'll say 6 for care, because that's not going to be too hard if you know, keep a lot of houseplants, or you know, if you just got one statement houseplant, this would be a good one to have, and you know, you'd give it a bit more attention. So in conclusion, I think this is one you could grow from seed. I don't think they're going to be too slow growing there. You know, speed of growth seems fairly decent, growth rate. Again, in the right conditions. I think once you get to this sort of size, I mean, let's definitely put on some bulk on the trunk. I mean, the trunk is a good couple of inches wide. You do get that nice sort of cementing on the trunk, so sort of not quite furry, but you know, sort of a purpley maroon detail there, so that's quite nice. Yeah, so I think from seed it'll probably be slow for the first couple of years, but I'm sure that third or fourth year start to go. And another point to bring up is, you know, these sort of palms, they do get massive, obviously, in their natural environment, or you know, a good ideal environment for growing. Obviously, our climate is not. So, what's the point of growing palms if you're not gonna, you know, get to a point where you can't look after them anymore? Well, again, a plus point to slow growing palms is that, you know, they're slow, so you've got a good few years, and you know, when you get to a reasonable size, maybe, I don't know, 5-6 foot, then obviously just don't keep potting them up. Keep them, you know, sort of bonsai, if you like, if you can, sort of restrict the roots, and you know, they come out the pot, clip them off at the bottom, and that should stunt its growth, and hopefully you can keep it for a good few years at a certain size. I'm not saying all palms will respond to that, but I think it's worth a try. I've got a lot of palms where, you know, at a certain point you think, well, I can't look after it anymore. But that time is a few years off, so I'm not worried about that right now, so I'll enjoy them while I've got them. So yeah, I mean, there are specialist online nurseries where you can buy these. They're not going to be cheap. I wouldn't have said, I suppose for a plant this size you might be looking at about £60 to £80. But I did get this one last year. I think I only paid about €16 for it. I got it from Spain, imported, and that is actually quite a good deal, because even from Spain to the UK, I think the postage was only about 15 quid, and that's, I think I had about 6 or 7 small palms. You know, they turned up in a couple of days, all perfect condition. Can't do that now, of course, with the Brexit situation. No plants will make it across the border. There's so many checks, and a lot of companies aren't even bothering to, you know, just refuse to send to the UK now. So yeah, anyway, I digress. So that was the Dypsis decaryi triangle palm. If you can get hold of one, definitely worth getting. Thanks for watching.